welcome to another edition of Easy Mates. This is number 3. This problem has multiple solutions. There's at least 3. Go ahead and pause the video and see if you can figure them out. Okay, so first, remember you want to see where the king can go. Those are the 3 squares he could theoretically move to. But he can't move here because that's check from the pawn. And he can't go here because that's check from the rook. This is also a check from the rook, not just the pawn and the rook. And he can't go here because that's check from the bishop. So, moving the rook up here would work because he's in check from the rook. He can't capture it because he'd be moving into check from the pawn. He can't go here because of the rook, and he can't go here because of the bishop. Another solution would be to promote the pawn to a queen, and now that's check from the queen. He's in check from the queen. He can't go here because that's still check from the queen. This is also check from the queen. This is check from the bishop. And instead of promoting to a queen, you could also promote to a rook, and that would have the same effect. Moving the rook here would not work because now the king can go here and escape. Alright, there's one solution for this one. Pause the video if you need time to figure it out. Okay, again, theoretically, these are the 3 squares that the king could move to, but he can't go here or here because of this rook. So we need a move to put the king in check and take away this square. And if you move this rook over here, puts him in check and takes away this square. So that's checkmate. Okay, go ahead and pause the video if you need time to figure this one out. Alright, so the king right now can't go here because of the rook, can't go here because of the rook and queen, and can't go here because of the queen, so we just need a move to put him in check that doesn't eliminate these squares from being escape spots. And if you move the queen right here, that's checkmate because he can't capture the queen because he'd be moving into check from the rook. And the queen is guarding these 2 squares as well. Okay, there's only one move that will work to solve this one. See if you can figure out what it is. Okay, right now the king can't capture the bishop because of the king. He'd be moving into check from the king, and he can't go here because of the king, and he can't go here because of the king. So all we need to do is put him in check. And the way to put him in check is to move this bishop. Now he's in check and he can't go, he still can't escape, so that would be mate. Okay, take a look at this position and pause the video if you need time to figure out how to mate. Okay, right now the king can't go here or here because of the king, and he can't go here or here because of the rook. So we need a move that puts him in check and takes away this square. And this rook does the trick. It would not work to put him in check like this because the king can go here. Okay, right now the king can't go here or here because of the rook. He can't go here or here because of the king. So see if you can find a move that puts him in checkmate. It puts him in check and takes away this square. Alright, so the king can't go here or here because of the rook, and he can't take the bishop because of the king, and he can't go here because of the king, and he can't go here because of the bishop. So find a move that puts him in check and takes away... Well, all you have to do is find a move that puts him in check. So if you move the rook up here, he's in check. Can't take the rook because of the bishop. He'd be moving into check. And he can't go here because the rook is still guarding it. And he can't go here because of the bishop. And he can't go here because of the king. Alright. So go ahead and pause the video if you need to figure this one out. So right now the king can't go here because of the knight, and he can't go here for the same reason. So he can't go, he could go here right now. He can't go here because of the bishop, he can't go here because of the bishop, he can't go here because of the king, he can't go here because of the king. So the only place he can go is here. So we need a move that takes away this square and puts him in check. And that would be this bishop. This might not be a mate in one. Oh, sure it is. Okay. Go ahead and pause the video if you need to figure it out. Okay. So the king can't go here, here, or here because of this rook. He can't go here because of this pawn. He can't go here because of this pawn. So the rook and the king is guarding these three squares. So all we have to do is put him in check in a way that doesn't block those squares that are already being taken away. So this would work. That's mate. But this would not work because now he can escape to the back row. Black would still win, it would just take a few more moves. Something like this. Alright, go ahead and pause the video if you need time to figure this one out. Okay, this rook is taking away these squares. This rook is taking away these squares. The king is taking away these squares. So we need a move that puts the king in check and takes away this square. And the way to do that is to move the queen right here. He can't capture the queen because it's being guarded by the king. He'd be moving into check from the king.